Morning, everyone. We're in Coquitlam. Had to wait for 2 hours to get loaded here because it seems to be a Friday thing. Get loads that they have to first build first. And this is just a couple of pallets of steel sheets, like really light stuff, 1,000 pounds, maybe 1,500 pounds. I'm now headed to Abbotsford to load a load of bricks there, so see if we have to move this first load or not.
Turn left at the traffic light.
Likely we'll have to shuffle the first load around. Of course, in the morning I unloaded and my dispatch was Abbotsford Concrete, so I headed that way. Past Coquitlam, Highway 1, all of a sudden, hey, we would like you first to go to Coquitlam and pick up a load there quickly first. Quickly. 2 hours of sitting there. I was like, sweet. Be a nice short day. I'll get home early. That's exactly what I thought last Friday. I shouldn't say those words. Sweet. Gonna have a longer weekend. As soon as I say that, I get jinxed. So how are we gonna get onto Highway 1 here? Look at my GPS while we're stopped. Okay, that looks pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. I don't know my bridges here very well, but I think this is gonna I think we'll drive over Portman Bridge. Over the Fraser River. I think. It's going to be busy. Let's get some venting going here. It's plus 23 here already. In the morning when I woke up, I looked at the temperature. 20 degrees first thing in the morning. It's like 7 a.m. and it's 20 degrees already. It's gonna be a hot weekend. I mean, it'll be perfect. I think we'll do some kayaking, quadding, have a little bonfire going. Gotta be careful, it's starting to get dry. There's no fire bans yet, but we're gonna have to keep the fire under control. We'll be right next to the lake. We'll have buckets of water, so keep the fire small, have buckets of water, and a spade. Should be good. Highway 1, exit only, east. Perfect.
To Highway 1 East.
As everybody sees a rig and decides to go around. Yeah, that space was just there for you.
Take the ramp on the right to Highway 1 East.
Following distance is impossible to keep a safe following distance here. You do your best and pay attention, but anytime you go, okay, I got a safe following distance, another car cuts in. Funny little corner. You would think they could make this a little smoother so we could get up to speed. Nice, I can't believe I could get on here that smoothly. I think the speed limit's 90 here. GPS says 90 as well, so I'll go with the instinct. What the heck is squeaking? Well, it'll just have to keep squeaking because I think I'll pay attention to the traffic. It says there's a traffic jam in 16 kilometers. Is that right around 200th? I think so.
Traffic is now flowing smoothly on your route.
I doubt it, Garmin. I doubt it. This is Greater Vancouver. All the way from Vancouver to Chilliwack, there's never smooth flowing traffic. You got to be working traffic the whole time. At least I know it's not going to be all day. Get out to Abbotsford, get loaded there, and then I just have to make it to Chilliwack, and I should be clear and can run home. We'll see how big of a load of bricks I'm getting, how heavy it'll be. So I'm going to have 3 places to drop off on Monday. First place is going to be in Kelowna, second place Kelowna, and the third place Invermere. Seems like a weird load to be hauling. So I make sure I get the Invermere part of the load right at the front of the deck. Excuse me. Here's the new bridge. It's actually 2 highways. You notice how there's 2 lanes beside us? So basically they've built the bridge exits. So if you want to exit off this highway after the bridge, you've actually got to exit before you get on the bridge. So they've actually kind of amalgamated 2 highways onto 1 bridge. There's no lane changing. You gotta plan it ahead to reduce accidents that way, I guess. And yes, I've made the mistake of being in the wrong part of the bridge and having to figure a way to do a U-turn on the other side to get to the location I wanted to go. That was when they first built it. It's like, oh, I see what they did here. This is not what I'm used to. As you can see the signs there on the side, you can get back onto this highway if you take that side road. So if all of a sudden there is an accident on this part of the highway, you could detour and use that little side road, or the side highway. I'm sure the GPS would route you around pretty quick. I see brake lights. I think it might be in my benefit to be 1 lane over. I'm not sure if this guy wants to turn in or not, or if he's exiting. There we go. Like, I'll give him the space just in case. just lost a bag of something. A blue pickup truck. Maybe the bag of bolts or nuts probably emptied itself out, fell over, emptied itself out on the back, and then the bag flew over. I'm thinking the bag is probably empty. Gotta secure everything. So if I'm loading a load of bricks, I get to use my new quarters. Sweet. So go ahead, take a look at my Instagram photos. I'll share a photo of the load all strapped down with my new V-boards. Yeah, he was halfway in that lane before he started signaling. Yeah, we're never on this part of Highway 1. The next intersection is where we usually enter Highway 1. Come from Highway 17. So it's kind of nice to see a different part of Highway 1 that we don't drive regularly. There's a lot of trucks pulled over there. I wonder if they queue there, park there and call and go, hey, I'm ready, call me once there's room on the site. That'd be my guess. I'll just stay in this lane. Pretty darn light right now, so I'm not going to be holding anyone up. And this is a good through lane. As a rule of thumb, if there's 3 or more lanes, the very right lane is the merging on and merging off lane. If you're through traffic, get out of the right lane. See more brake lights. I was braking long before the Lordco was. I saw brake lights coming from vehicles further ahead. I totally forgot. I was sitting there for 2 hours. Why didn't I email in my paperwork? Silly, silly, silly. Would have been the perfect time to email in paperwork. You know, I could have been productive during that time. I mean, it only takes 5 minutes. But I'm thinking if it's not a super heavy load and they load me right away, be home by 6:30, 7 p.m. Construction speed 80 ahead. Essentially over here, we're merging 4 lanes into 2. So we got a merging lane here of 202, always a busy highway, and the HOV lane ends. So we're going from these 4 lanes down to the 2 center lanes. So it doesn't matter if there's construction or not over here. There's always a traffic jam here. Got a bit of a wide load ahead of us. And now we just have to get the HOV in that lane, and then the traffic will start moving smoothly. As long as nobody crashes into each other here. So many accidents here. I think it's because the speed limit is 80 up this way, and some people don't listen to that. So those speeders misjudge spaces and distances and stop times, and there's smash ups in this section all the time. I think that truck in front of us says 24-hour service. Everybody call that phone number and tell them to fix their decals. Dare you. Double dare you. Here. It looks like they got the bridge halfway up. Making good progress. They're removing the center barriers. They're going to reroute us to the other half while they put up the bridge on this side. Overheight vehicles use pullout. Well, if you're at this point and you're over height, you're gonna have to, well, you're in trouble because there's no way to do a U-turn here before the low bridge, the low overpass. That's pretty low right here. We're legally allowed to be 4.12, and that's 4.46. So if you have a permitted load where you're taller, you're not going down this section of highway. Yeah, that one's a train overpass, so the only way to make that more clearance would be digging a deeper hole for the highway to be on. They need to add that HOV lane where it ends all the way to Abbotsford. That would alleviate a lot of traffic. I guess he's more of a rush than I am. It's only got one strap over all his dunnage on the back. That is not entirely legal, I believe. Because the dunnage is longer than 5 feet. I think it's 5 feet is the limit. I think we can set cruise control and see how that goes. Wonder if we'll be able to see Mount Baker today. There's a rig pulling up beside me. Let's hit the throttle. Yeah. It's a pretty small building. Looks like he's got some tanks too, probably. Oh, I bet you that's an outhouse. The whole building is probably an outhouse. It travels from event to event. That's my guess. Survey team is out according to that sign. Maybe that means construction. Another HOV lane. That'd be awesome. Yeah, it's like a Jaguar of some type passing me here. XFR. And what do we got going on here? And more cars. Oh yeah, you're gonna... What exactly are you doing? There's Mount Baker. Big white mountain sticking out just slightly off to the right hand side of the road. It's in the trees right now. That's in Washington. Mount Baker is in Washington. Welcome to Abbotsford. Well, I'm gonna have to pull over here in a couple of seconds on the next exit here. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys down the road.